I'm walking, I can turn up and do the extra or is
No, but you can, okay. Okay. Whenever you're ready, then. I'm ready. Yeah, we're all the people.
San Francisco,
Oh, can you, I want to ask you a question before we start. Did you, the cleaning crew bid, did you get that? Did anybody else bid for that?
Yeah, there were two others. We got Mary Maids and Service Master. Service Master and Molly Maids. And they were both higher.
But did you give us a copy of what their bid was?
No, I just have this bid, but I can get it for you. It's you want to see it?
Yeah, how much was the master?
You know, I delegated that to Kathy French,
Okay.
and you can ask her, but
So Mr. Merrick was the lowest.
it was the lowest bid, and it includes cleaning carpet.
I believe free carpet cleaning the first time.
Yes.
Is that, are they doing another business?
Can we start now?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready back here?
Yes.
Okay, hello and welcome. I'd like to call the January 22nd meeting of the Township Board to order. And please all roll call, please. Molly? Here.
Kerr,
Here.
January, Brown,
Here.
Kashgarian, Collins. Here.
Okay, thanks. Let's stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. First item on the agenda tonight to approve the minutes from the December 18th regular board meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes?
I move that we approve them.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
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 And opposed? Thank you. We've approved the minutes. Next item is to approve the bills for the town fund. I'd like a motion, please, to approve the bills in the amount of $56,430.21.
Before we do that, though, Cynthia, I'd like to call to attention a bill. We have an invoice from our financial consultant. Could the board refresh my memory on this, as I have a bill here for December for 9 days for 17 hours? And is it my recollection that it was for 10 hours per month? Could
Yes.
somebody please refresh me on this?
Yes, when we
Yes.
originally spoke about it, there was agreement, unanimous
Okay.
agreement, that we would give it a three-month trial period, and approve her at 10 hours per month.
Okay. So, again, the town fund expense amount is $56,430.21. May I please have a motion to approve that number?
So moved.
Could I ask for a little clarification, please? You said the last bill for last month was 17 hours, is that correct? I had an opportunity to look at that bill, and I saw that there were hours billed for work at home, and then there were also hours billed for input with respect to the levy. Now, when this board originally entertained bringing her on, it was specifically for her coming in and working on budgetary issues. It's my understanding, in talking to a number of the members of this board, that this financial advisor was weighing in on policy, making suggestions and recommendations as to what the reserves ought to be, and I think that is well beyond the description and scope for which she was brought on this board. So if she is going to come in and begin to weigh in on policy issues, which is the purview of this board, I'm going to suggest that those hours not be reimbursed in the future, all right, so that we have some clear demarcation going forward. I'm also going to make the recommendation that next month, because this 3-month period has now come and gone, I've heard nothing in the last 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, questions and concerns about the budgetary numbers that are coming in. Discrepancies, revisions, redos, errors. And I think a significant part of this falls on this financial advisor, because she was brought in here to clean this up, to address it, and to make improvements and/or corrections.
She did. She did a nice job. Things were getting classified wrong. She did a very good job.
Rich, could you continue, please?
All right, and listen, I'm willing to entertain the discussion. The
No,
back.
you don't sound like you are.
Well,
So you should at least.
Wait,
put the
come on,
10 hours.
let's not,
I didn't say I wouldn't approve the 10
there's
hours.
a motion on the,
All right, I didn't say I wouldn't approve it. What I'm simply discussing right now is next month, I again want to review her status and whether there is a need for her going forward in light of a number of issues, as I've just begun to outline. And it's well and good for you to say, she's doing a good job. I'm open to hearing that. I'm open to hearing the discussion. But what I do know is that last month, when I met with the assessor, you, when I met with the supervisor, when I met with other trustees, there was concern that the numbers that she was providing were constantly being revised, that we were told that there were errors. Now, they may have been corrected. I'll give you an opportunity. But right now, all I'm simply saying is I'd like to review it. I'd like to bring it up
Okay,
again for
all right,
discussion.
thank you.
Because originally it was under the auspice that she would be here for 3 months. And we've now gone past that 3 months. So it's going to require, in my estimation, again a discussion and again a vote as to whether she continues.
Madam Chairman,
yes, sir.
I just want to ask a question. I wasn't here for that, was I?
No, I don't
No.
think so.
So we asked for, there's no motion on the floor for this, so I know I'm speaking out of turn, but my question is, did you ask her to do more than 10 hours?
I believe we probably did, because the last, I mean, I'm okay with the number of hours. I know it exceeds the number that were approved by the board. But we, in preparing for the levy and in preparing for this budget, and also it was discussed, I think, initially, we all assumed that there would be extra work in the beginning until she got caught up. So I don't really have a problem with the number of hours at this time.
Did
But
she-
I fully appreciate your right to you know, to question it. We did have, you know, somebody was out from the middle of October until, and so there was a lot of work that was additional other than what you would normally do.
The explanations can all be made, and I'm hearing them and understanding that there is reason for the variance. All I'm suggesting is, again, next month, that it be put on the agenda and that we review it and we discuss it and we set some parameters which will be adhered to. Because it's my understanding now that she's also increased her hourly rate by 50%, from $30 an hour to $45 an hour. I was
No.
unaware of that.
It was not, it was originally 35 and plus mileage, and the board had problem with her mileage, and so she raised her rate.
You know, and you can dispute my recollection. I'd be happy to go back and look at the tape and see what it was that we said.
Okay.
And we can dispute and split hairs about whether the mileage was included or not. It never was. All I know is I come in today and I understand that we're billing at almost double the hours per month, and there's been almost a 50% increase in her hourly rate. Now, for those that have concerns about budgets and employees and the rates at which employees are being paid and/or independent contractors, this should be a red flag, and there ought to be oversight and review. And I'm asking that it be put on the agenda next month for review and discussion and a vote for reapproving it or making another decision.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, then.
Thank you.
Mike, I got another follow-up question. Did you, Madam Supervisor, did you authorize or allow her to raise her rate?
Yes,
Okay, that's what I need to know. Thank you.
yes. So, okay, all right, so we have a motion on the floor, I believe, to approve the town fund expenses, $56,430.21. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
January,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Kashgarian,
I'll approve those hours, this time only.
Maloney,
Aye.
Kerr. I agree with trustee Kashgarian. I will approve of those hours this time only.
Okay. All right, the next item on the agenda would be to approve our road and bridge expenses in the amount of $14,474.54. May I please have a motion to address that?
I'll motion to approve.
Okay, been moved. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Moved and seconded. We have a roll call, please.
Brown,
Aye.
Kashgarian,
Aye.
Maloney,
Aye.
Kerr,
Aye.
January.
Aye.
Okay, thanks. So then we have one other bill or group of bills to approve, please. The general assistance expenses in the amount of $1,246. Do I have a motion for
I
that?
move that we approve the general assistance expenses in the amount of $1,246.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Roll call. Kashgarian,
Aye.
Maloney,
Aye.
Kerr,
Aye.
January,
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to ask the board to please review. I provided you a copy of the contract from Emmerich Facility Services for cleaning the township offices and the pantry. We did a bidding process. We got bids from 2 other providers as well as Emmerich. And her bid was the lowest, and she had, I had her come, we had some serious problems with our previous system. I mean, it just wasn't, it was time for a change. We needed better cleaning, particularly because of the pantry. And so anyway, this is the lowest bid. Kathy French took care of it. She was the one who interviewed everyone and approved this person and recommends this person, and I agree. And so I'd like to have a motion, please, to approve Emmerich Facility Services as our new township cleaning service.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay.
You got a question?
Yes?
What, it didn't say in here, does she have a liability insurance?
Yes, we have copies of her certificate of insurance, and we have extensive references from her as well.
Because I don't see that in here. Not on her bid.
Okay, so moved and seconded.
Would this begin, Cynthia, starting now and going forward, this is a monthly expense?
Yes,
Okay.
this will be the new month, and it's reflected on the.
Yeah, I know, it's in the budget. You
Budget.
mentioned that, okay.
So,
Got one
okay,
other-
so all in
got another
favor?
question.
Oh,
One more
sorry.
question. The, doesn't list the number of people that are gonna be cleaning this place. Is this one person?
No,
3 people?
3 people. 3 people.
Okay.
She's already teed up to clean the carpeting for us for free. That would be included in her contract. She's ready to do that this weekend if we approve.
Now, then I
Okay.
got one more question.
Sure.
Is she steam, because I'm familiar with with cleaning. Is it steam carpet? Is she putting a chemical down to clean it? How is she doing this? What is she doing with it?
I don't know. I'm sure
Because
she's.
she said, if you tell me I'm gonna let you clean my carpet, and it's the chemical, I don't wanna be walking on that chemical. And if if it's steam, which is a better clean, I wanna know, I know if it's free, it's okay. But if she's gonna do that regularly, I need to know if it's chemical or steam.
I think she's only going
That's
to do it
important.
once. We haven't had the carpet cleaned for a long time, maybe 5 years has been.
So that's gonna be an additional expense, or that's
No,
inclusive?
that's
of-
included. She's throwing that in to the
Okay.
contract.
Free, okay, but it still doesn't tell me what type of
What
cleaning
kind
it
of
is.
No, that's
cleaning
true.
materials.
You put
Yeah.
liquid,
Can someone
She's
call
very
and
professional. I will
verify
call-
this is chemical or steam?
Yeah,
that's
I'm
important.
sure it's probably a combination,
Okay.
but I will
Okay.
call and I'll let you know.
okay.
But it's only a one-time thing, and she's very, very professional. She has a great service. She has 60 employees.
Okay.
So may we vote now? All in favor, please, of approving Emmerich facility?
It's got to be,
It got to be a roll call?
yeah.
Okay.
January,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Kashmirian,
Aye.
Maloney,
Aye.
Kerr.
Aye.
Okay, thanks. The next item is public comment.
Quite a few papers here.
We have papers.
Hi, my name's Jan Schnellford. I understand I don't have to give an address anymore.
Right.
This is a statement to be put in the minutes to the board. During the past several years, I have made both verbal and written requests for a copy of the 2013-14 budget. The budget was supposed to be on the Shields Township website, and it was until the Township website manager revised the site. When I finally did receive a hard copy of the requested budget, the assessor's budget line was not listed as a separate fund. Subsequently, I checked with the township attorney and found that Shields Township has been in violation of the Freedom of Information Act, 5 Illinois ILCS 14/, which clearly states, a public body that maintains a website shall also post this information, the total amount of its operating budget, on its website. And I list the whole thing here, so you all get a copy of this. The township attorney also advised me that this omission is a matter for the Attorney General. So the question must again be posed. Why is the Shields Township budget not on the township official website? If the budget does not appear on the website in the very near future, the Attorney General will be contacted. Shields has been operating outside the law long enough. Secondly, the January 22nd, 2015 meeting is the sixth of the last 7 meetings November was held as scheduled, which have been changed by the administration without apparent emergency cause. At best, it's unclear why it's impossible to keep a schedule of meeting set in advance, and whether proper notice has been given in all cases of rescheduled meetings. And I have been up here for some of the time, not purposely, for the budget review and setting in, and it was like Keystone Cops. And the people here are tripping over one another, trying to get this budget together, and I just feel that we do not have the proper skill set. It looks like we finally may have some, but evidently this does not suit Mr. Kashmirian, and
What
so
do-
that we can
what do-
clean up
No, what
this
doesn't
mess.
suit me? You say it, what does not suit me? I'm
I don't know.
puzzled by
It seems
your
like
statement.
you are not clear on anything, Mr. Kashmirian. It seems like you don't want to be transparent to the public and get somebody in here that can actually do the budget. So that's all I'm saying.
It is exactly the opposite,
Yeah.
Mrs.
That is
Blanca.
what you're saying.
It-
That's not Mrs. Bulhunk. I know it's hard for you
Mrs.
to
Schnober.
distinguish the two.
It is exactly the opposite.
I'm so
But
sorry, sir.
But while
I'm
your
so
your
sorry
3
that
minutes
you're
have now
having a
expired,
problem.
Can I have a
and
point of
if you're
order?
going to be disruptive, if you're going to be disruptive, we'll be
Can't
certain
call
to
out
take the
access
necessary
to the-
precautions
Point of order.
so that you're not
Stop
disrupting
her.
meetings going forward.
Please stop her.
Mrs.
Stop her.
Mrs.
Point
Schnobel,
of
can you
order.
please,
Gotta stop
yeah,
talking.
you can't be
Can't
calling
attack a
out
trustee.
people
No,
during
no.
your public
I
comment
am,
time.
because Mr. Kashmirian has said, and he stated publicly, that
Point
he
of
does
order.
not-
Yeah,
We
yes,
have
you know
public
what?
comment where
You
people get up.
cannot continue to repeat
Oh, my
over and
goodness.
over and over when your time allotment has expired. And I appreciate the fact,
Here's a copy of the law.
I appreciate the fact that you want to take shots at me because you feel threatened in some form or fashion.
Not scary.
But-
I am not.
Please, point of order, stop, please.
Let's stop, come on, we
Please.
don't want,
The threat that you make to this board about pursuing an action with the Attorney General sounds entirely meritless.
No, no,
And
this
is,
was given people advice by.
and I'm certain that's your understanding.
okay, we're moving on. Is there anyone else with public comment? Anyone? Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right, do the trustees have a report? Anyone have anything to say?
I do have something to
I
say,
do too.
Okay.
Richie's finished.
and I'll wait until
Jan, can you please sit
this
down?
audience member sits.
Sit down, please.
Yes, thank you, honey. I was just looking at a short one sheet.
Rich, go ahead.
Oh, here, yeah. I'll get this. I'll get you. Make sure everybody has it. Thank you, sir.
For the better part of 18 months, with rare exception, I've heard this individual who just made public comment step to the podium and continually demean, diminish, attack, demagogue the staff, first in the assessor's office and then now in the supervisor's office. Never missing an opportunity to talk about skill sets or lack of skill sets or time put in or the hours that any of the staff in these two offices works. And I will point out, it is contrary, 180 degrees to my observations. I've been coming into this office week in and week out, some weeks multiple times. The staff in both the assessor's office currently and in the supervisor's office is outstanding at what they do. They are hardworking, they put in their time, they are dedicated, and they don't deserve to be on a continuing basis constantly demeaned, constantly attacked, called out for their work ethic, called out for the time that they put in their particular offices, to the extent that you've done it. And I take umbrage to that. They're not here to defend themselves, and for some reason, now the attacks are turning to the folks in the supervisor's office, away from the staff in the assessor's office. I've yet to figure that out, but I'm presuming it has something to do with the fact that your daughter now runs the assessor's office. So while you might want to get up here and question my integrity, while you might want to question my motivations and say that I have a desire for a lack of transparency, nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, I think if an open-minded, objective individual went back and watched every one of the meetings, they would see that it's entirely what I am advocating. I'm not suggesting that people provide raises surreptitiously or pad their staff's salaries without knowledge to the board. Those are the things that I am here to prevent, and I think each and every person on this board is as well. So while you might want to come in here and cast aspersions, to put it politely, I think your motivations are suspect. I think that your continuing attempts to demagogue, demean, diminish the staffs in this office is outrageous. And I won't listen to it any longer. And I will tell you now that in each instance, that when you get up in the future and you make a statement that casts the staff of this office in a light less than what they deserve, I will rebut it, as I am doing here tonight. Thank you.
Well put, Rich.
Very good. Okay, you had a comment?
No, I think
That's
enough
it?
was said.
Okay,
Mhm. But
all right.
thank
Any
you.
other trustees want to make any reports?
I want to make a comment.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm new to this board, and we've had similar situations in North Chicago. Insofar as she is a citizen, she has a right to attack any of the trustees, and I'm very thick-skinned. I don't like it, but that's within her right. Attacking staff is not within your right. We're elected or appointed officials. You can say what you want. You can take it out of character. You can tell me you don't like me. It's okay. But I would ask you not to name a trustee, because that's our integrity, and I don't want to be on this board and watch anyone get attacked week in and week out, necessary or unnecessary. I would like you to talk with the trustee on the side if you can. And if you can refrain from doing that, that would be appreciated. I don't know the history. All I'm saying is we have to, and I'm going to ask, if we can't do it that way, and you continue to attack him, there is such thing as censuring, and I'll get you the forms, and we can do that, because I don't want to sit here and hear anyone get attacked. I don't want to attack the public, and I don't want the public attacking a trustee, even if it's correct. So he has to attack himself. I met Mr. Goshgivian. He's a wonderful man. For the time I've spent with him so far, he's been honest enough forward with me, and I would ask that you not do that at our meetings, because it makes tempers flare, and it makes me feel uncomfortable knowing that I'm trying to build a relationship. So as long as you can attack him and not attack the staff, because he is an elected official, he's up here, you have the right to do it. I would ask that you not, because it changes the demeanor of the meeting. I want him to go home happy. I want to go home happy. Even if you don't like what I'm telling you, and you tell me, Charles, you're full of caca, I understand. But to continue it on where he gets upset about it, that doesn't help us at all. And I just think that you want transparency. He feels he's giving you transparency. And our chairman of this meeting should take more control of it and say, that's out of order. That's why I kept pointing order. Let's have more order, and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles.
That was well put.
Thank you, Charles.
Yes.
Well put.
Anyone else? Highway Commissioner is not here tonight. Does the assessor wish to make a report?
I provided one.
You provided one in writing? Okay. My report is going to be brief. First of all, I want to thank everyone for putting up with Shields Township meetings, because it's really ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Making unfounded, unsubstantiated claims against board members, against staff, is completely counterproductive. If there's something that you would like to see changed, let's come in and talk to me about it. Anything, anytime. I'm usually here when you're here, so just let me know, all right? Because we really are here to serve the public, and our goal is to provide the services that the township is required to serve in the most efficient and the most compassionate way that we possibly can. That's our goal. So I just have a little report about the PACE dial-a-ride. I went to a meeting today with
You have it.
Fremont Township and Libertyville Township at the Lake County Department of Transportation. They provided us with a letter from the RTA stating the amount of our grant, which is $321,000, which is going to be used to expand and improve the dial-a-ride and merge the systems to create a Central Lake Partners dial-a-ride, which will be, the goal ultimately is to create seamless transportation throughout Lake County. Thank you. Yeah, $327,950.
Get it right.
Thank you. $327,950. And that is totally due to the fact that the trustees on this board stood up and listened and voted to move forward on this project to provide transportation. I just want to say that our typical bills for the taxi program, which only helped people in North Chicago, were anywhere from $1,800 to $2,400 a month. We received our first bill for,
Right here.
yeah, it's here somewhere.
Yeah, it's in here.
A statement, it's not really a bill, but a statement from PACE. And I think the bill for October was around $400. The bill for November was around $625. So the savings is $671, I'm sorry, $671.83 is the year to date. So October was $436.35. November's bill was $235.48. And we are serving currently about 80 people who use the dial-a-ride. I have not gotten any, negative comments at all once people use it, they seem to like it. It is a change, and people have to get used to it. We're expecting ridership to grow, but we're looking at this as a wonderful cost savings in a way that the board and the township have worked with the Regional Transportation Authority and PACE and other townships to provide a needed service for seniors and for people with disabilities to improve the quality of their lives. So we're very proud of this, and we're very grateful for everyone's support. There were a lot of people that worked very hard on it, from the community and on the board as well. So thanks a lot, and that's,
Cynthia, just a quick question. How much were we spending on the taxi tickets?
I said, from between $1,800 and $2,400 a month. So,
This is
and this is
significant.
going to grow, because we hope that it does grow, because we want everyone who needs it to use it, and everyone who qualifies for it to use it. But it would be, I can't imagine it ever getting that high.
No.
So, anyway,
It's
so
not as high as
we're
the
happy
taxi
about
program.
that, and thanks to everyone who worked on that project. Okay, so if there are no further comments or
I just
questions?
want to
Yeah.
ask one other thing. I picked up, I know it's not here, but I wanted to ask about it. I picked up some applications for general assistance, the forms. Is there any way we can put that form or the request on a website so they can do it? Because that, to me, is a very time-consuming, tedious, and if you can't read the writing, whoever's doing it is in trouble.
Well, mostly what happens is people who apply for general assistance come in and they sit down with Devon, our caseworker,
Okay.
Devon Nelson, and she will go through the form with them
Okay.
and ask them to provide the verification that she needs to be able to make a decision. So it's a complicated process. It takes about, and many of the people that we work with who are applying for general assistance are in transition. They may not have a home. They may not have access to a computer. But I mean, it wouldn't hurt to put it on the computer, but I think that eventually that intake interview is an essential part of making an informed decision about how to help this person best.
Because my comment was 80% of our district has computer access at the libraries. So if they
Yes.
can get to the library and put it on the form, she could then see what's coming in and contact them. And I just think it's going to be, because that form, I gave that form to a person that was in need, and they looked at the form and says, I just can't do this.
But the intake interview is a much friendlier process. I think the form may be intimidating to some
It is,
people,
what you mean.
but sitting down with a real person is,
Okay.
I think, a better approach. But it wouldn't hurt to put the form on the computer anyway.
Would be,
You know, it's a
yeah.
good idea to put it on the website, and I'm going to make that recommendation. I'll ask Nikki to put that up for us.
Okay.
So, okay.
I have one last thing to
Sure.
add. And while I appreciate Charles's words from a moment ago, I think they should be highlighted. While we, as elected officials, certainly are subject to criticism, the distinction that he draws, wherein you come in and you verbally attack the staff month in and month out, that's where the line will be drawn. And that's where you'll get the rebuttal from me. Now, I've also become recently aware that, not myself, but one of the members of this board last month was subject to threat prior to the budget meeting, that a certain individual showed up at their house and made threats to them, calling into question an attack on their professional and financial well-being and their ability to earn a living, that they were going to make certain statements or take certain actions so as to diminish their abilities outside of the township work that they're doing to somehow negatively affect their income. And that is something that I will say is absolutely reprehensible. I'm not naming names. I'm not identifying the individual up here who was subject to that threat, but those kinds of things are beyond the pale. They are so reprehensible that it needs to be identified and put out there so it doesn't happen again. And that's all I have tonight.
Let's end on a positive note, can we? Looking forward to next month. And next month will be a budget hearing. We're going to get together early, go over the budget, and review it. And we'll publish the notice. Anyone can come and review it. with us, sit and listen, and then we'll be voting on the budget in the near
February
future.
meeting?
Yeah, well,
Hopefully.
hopefully, I don't know, we may have some, we'll see how the
Issues?
discussion goes.
Yeah,
And then, but we have until, I think, May to approve the budget.
We do.
So, okay, all right, thank you so much, everybody, and may I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
Second.
It's moved and seconded, all in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Okay, we're done.